Okay, so we're in day one. Oh my goodness, my light's just gone off. What's happening? Day one. Hi, so nice to see you. Um, Day one of the 4 days to more sales. I'm super excited to be sharing this with you. I've got Instagram here, which seems to be playing up a bit, but we're just going to go with it. So welcome. So this is super important, and I've been thinking about how, like, all the places where people get stuck with selling, what you may be doing in your business that is not helping you sell. I'm just going to turn off Instagram because it's not working. So there we go. I can just focus on you. So what you're doing in your business that's not working to get you more interest, to invite more people in first and foremost, so the marketing piece, and then what's happening in the middle between inviting them in and getting people to take action. That's a whole process, and I've broken it out into these 4 things that you can go and take action on and just go and do now. In the run up to Christmas, literally there is no better time to sell stuff than right now. People are buying. People are in this frame of mind of gifting to others, gifting to themselves. It's like the best time ever to be selling packages, programs, thinking about changing their lives, thinking about transformation. It's just the best. So I thought it would be so fun to put this on for you and just give you a ton of value so you can take this information and then put it into action, maybe now, maybe in between Christmas and New Year if you're working, maybe as soon as you start back work in January. This is going to help. This is going to absolutely change what you do and the actions that you're taking. And it's going to make, when you do take action, it's going to be so much more powerful when you do take the actions because you've thought about it in this way. Okay, so day one, telling people what you do. This is so important, and I feel like when I look around and I'm on Facebook, on Instagram, or I'm speaking to people and they tell me what they do, I feel we flip around the what and the how. So I'll give you a couple of examples. You may have been kind of told or taught to have an I help statement, like a value statement. You know, I help people with weight issues to lose weight and feel amazing so they can, etc. So the I help statement. And I don't not agree with that. I think that's a great thing to do. But I see what happens most often is you would ask someone what they do and they'll say, oh, I'm a coach for women, or I'm a business coach. I don't know if I can turn off my notifications, but anyway, we're just going to go with it. So they will say what they do, as in like their job title, like I'm a health coach, or I'm a communications expert, or I'm a social media manager, or I'm a brand photographer. They will give you the how instead of actually the what. That is not what you do. If someone were to ask me, like, what do you do? It seems reasonable and normal to answer that with, oh, I'm a business coach. Doesn't give them any information. It doesn't help them understand exactly what I do. There are so many different types of business coach doing so many different types of things that it's actually really vague and it's really not specific. And it's not a problem in conversation when you're meeting real people in person, because they can ask you and then they can ask another question. Oh, tell me exactly what that means. Tell me how that works. Tell me what you do. But when you're on social media, when you're posting content, when you're talking and engaging with your people, when you're trying to get bigger reach out and show the world what exactly you do and how you help people, you need to be more specific. So I really want to encourage you, if you have been doing this, to just rethink it, to just look at it again and think to yourself, does this make sense to my client? What does my client actually want the most? So remember, what your client wants the most is help with their problem. They don't care about what you do. They don't care about all the qualifications. They don't care about you've been training for how many years and how expert you are in that field. They literally only care about their problem. So what does your client want the most? And I've broken this out. So I'm going to kind of go through some of this content. I'm going to teach you some of the stuff. I'm going to share with you how I think about it. And then I'm going to open it up for questions. So if you do have questions about this, please pop them in and I will answer them. I will see if I can bring you on, if I can, and coach you live if you want that. I want to make this as helpful as possible as I can for you so you can take this information and literally apply it today. So let's have a think about telling people what you do. And the way I want to teach the next 4 days is, imagine that, so there's a few things that you need in your business. You need reach. You need to be in front of people. You need those people to know what you do, and you need to be able to show them how you can do that so it's going to work. It's all you need. So if you think about those things, firstly, reaching people, getting your words out, getting in front of more people, having loads more conversations in person or through the magic of the internet, the magic of the World Wide Webs. Literally, how incredible is it? You can reach people, change people's lives, help people on the other side of the planet for free. I love the internet. I'm never gonna not love the internet. It's an amazing way to grow your business. But thinking about that reach, you need people to know what you do. So if you are tying yourself up in knots about your I help statement, thinking it's got to be super specific, thinking you have to have a very clear niche, like I help mums of teenagers to develop great relationships so that they can have a harmonious life, that kind of structure. I just want to let you understand and kind of show you that you don't need to do that. What does your client care about the most? They care about their problem the most. They care about getting help the most. You can just show up and tell them exactly what you do, which is not your job title. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples so that you can get clear on this, so that you can start to use this in your content, so you can start to literally go out and write posts now to your clients who are looking for help in a way that's going to make them sit up and listen and know that you're the person they're going to come to for help with this thing. That's the purpose of this first day. It's not going to make someone immediately find you and immediately become a client in a day. It may do, which would be amazing, and I would love that for you. But it's really the job of this day is to get you out there and to get you telling people exactly what you do. So I want to talk about 4 key areas. The what you do is the result. So I'm going to give you an example. Say you're a health coach. So what do? You help people lose weight. You help people get healthy. You help people feel confident. You support people to live their best life. You help people get better habits. You help people to drink more water. You help people move their body in a way they love. Do you see what I mean? It's very different from saying, I'm a health coach. When you're meeting people in person, like I said, that's okay. You can just start it like that and then people can ask you. But when you're online and you are sending your message out to loads of people who may have never come across you before, but who have this problem, they're like, I have a problem. I can't shift the last half a stone of weight, or I am an emotional eater, or I don't feel sexy and confident anymore in my clothes. That's what they're thinking to themselves. They're Googling very specific things. They are not Googling health coach. They may not even know what a health coach is. They may not even know that coaching exists. I want to just welcome you into this possibility that the people you want to help the most, they've never even heard of coaching before. But maybe they have a business, or they want to lose weight, or they want better relationships, or they want more sex, or they want to stop emotional eating. They just have literally never heard of what it is that you do before. So you showing up and being like, I'm a health coach, you're not going to relate to them. They are not going to see you and think, this person can help me. So this is the power of this session today. I want you to rethink and re-look at all the ways that you have been showing up and just literally take away all the layers, take away everything that you think, take away everything that you've been taught and come right back to basics. What is the basic thing that you help someone with? If someone who's never heard of personal development, never heard of branding, whatever it is that you do, never heard of a virtual assistant, and I don't mean this in that all these people literally have no clue and they're dumb. I just mean that the clearer and simpler that you are in getting your words out, in showing people the what, the more clients you're going to sign, the more people you're going to have putting their hand up and saying they want it. It's so good. You don't have to be super specific on a niche. You don't have to be super dialed in on like, I can only work with one ideal client. They've got to be this, this, and this, and this. When you're very specific on what you do, all you have to do is show up and tell everybody. The people that don't want it won't follow you. The people that do have the problem will follow you, and that's what you want. And then, of course, as we go through the 4 days, I'm going to kind of show you and walk you through how to take it from that broad piece up here of just showing up and telling everybody what you do, all the way down to qualifying and then the call to action and how to get someone actually to be a client. But for now, for today, I just want you to kind of step into that freedom and the possibility that you're not in control of any of that. All you're in control of is knowing today what you can help somebody with. If somebody came to you today, if somebody followed you on Instagram or on Facebook or on LinkedIn, or you met someone at an event and you told them exactly what you do, exactly how you help people, exactly what you help people to get, I want you to think about those 3 things. What exactly you do and what exactly you help people to get or to have or to be. That's what people will resonate with. That's what people will look for when they're searching stuff online, when they're Googling about their problem, when they're telling their friends, really got this thing I'm struggling with, I really need help with this. Okay, so thinking about what your client wants the most. What does your client want the most? I want you to take a minute and think, how would they talk about this? So firstly, what does my client want the most? Is it feeling better? You could just say, I help people feel better. Ooh, suddenly I'm intrigued. I'm like leaning in, I'm interested. We all want to feel better. All humans, I would suggest, want to feel better. Maybe you just say, I help people lose weight without diets. That's very compelling to me. I was having this conversation with one of my clients and we were walking through all the things that someone will learn or someone will take away by coming to one of her sessions, and I could feel myself being so intrigued. Everything that she was saying, I was like, I'm in. I want to know that. I want to learn that. I want these tools. So it's so worth doing this exercise, because you will then have a list of very specific things that you help people with that you can go and talk about, that you can put out in your content. You can take this list and you can write one piece of content about one of the things. You can write one piece of content about all of the things. You can just play around with it. It just gives you unlimited ideas, literally unlimited content inspiration when you think like this. When you ask the question, the what, like what is the result? Why do people want to work with me? Why do people sign up to work with me? What exactly do they want to get? And what you think they want and what they actually want, those 2 things may be different. They usually are. What we think people sign up and buy from us, the reasons, they're usually not the reasons. So I want to get your mind in your client's shoes, thinking from your client's perspective. What do they want? What do they need the most today? What is something they just can't overcome? What is something they've been stuck with, that they're struggling with, that they are searching for a solution for? What is that thing? That needs to be your what. Telling people what you do. It's not saying, oh, I coach people one-to-one for 6 months. That's the how. That's the how you get the what, if that makes sense. The what is specifically what they come for, the result they're going to get. So it's the result, it answers their question. If they're in their head thinking, I just need help with this, if only someone could show me how to ... your what is the ... That's how to think about it. Your clients are going through, they have all these questions in their mind. If only someone could show me how to do this. If only I knew the answer to this. If someone could just show me, then I'd be able to. And it's your job as the person selling to know what those things are. That's your work. You don't have to do market research. You don't have to go speak to tons of people. You just get to decide and say, this is how I help you. This is what I provide. Coming from certainty in you today, that if someone signed up with you today, that's exactly what they would get. Do that. You don't have to do this very complicated, very intricate, huge, kind of out of the park, life-changing result. If you don't feel confident, you can help someone with it. Start with where you're at and also meet your client with where they're at today. This is everything, because so often when I'm coaching and helping my clients, or just coaching generally and speaking to people, we think that the result has to be this big complicated thing. It has to be this incredibly like life-changing. You have to promise massive results, otherwise people won't buy. And it's not true. We underestimate how impactful the work is that we're doing. And I bet you're underestimating the impact of your work on your clients. When you understand that even if you helped someone change one thing and then like develop or entertain the possibility of changing one thing in their life, of having a new habit, the ability to change, even if you just gave them that inkling of a new belief of that they can take power back over something, that is massive. That is everything. And it can be so easy to overlook that gold, literally that gold, in thinking it has to be complicated. It doesn't have to be complicated. I really want to offer this to you. It can be the simplest thing. It can be what we think is just easy. What you think is someone's not going to pay for, that's the thing. That is the thing people will pay you money to do, and very willingly and very gladly, because they want that immediate result. The one that you don't think is enough, for them is everything. So that is really where I want you to kind of focus your mind into. It's all about coming at this from your client's perspective. What is going to make such a change to them? What's going to grow them? What's going to shift, even the tiniest shift? That is the stuff that is magic. And we just overlook it. We just think it has to be complicated, it has to be difficult, and I promise you it doesn't. So the what is your result. The what is answering their question. If they're sitting there Googling, stressing out, or just feeling worried, like what is causing them worry? What's causing them to feel anxious? What's causing them to feel upset? What is a thought that keeps popping into their head? When they're busy, they may be distracted doing other things, and there's this nagging doubt, there's a nagging anxiety, there is something nagging on them that they're like, I have to get this, I have to change this at some point, and this is something that I need to deal with. What is that thing? Again, when you're really specific on that, you don't have to be specific on who it is. I was helping another one of my clients on this exact thing. It's like her solution and her result is so specific that anybody could benefit from it. So it doesn't have to be up to her who that ideal person is. They're going to identify with it. They're going to step forwards and put their hand up when you talk about this in such a specific way. So it's the result, it answers their question, it's what they want. If you can get clear on those three things from this session, this is going to be such a good use of your time. So I want you to write down all the things. What is the problem that your client has today? What do they want changed today? Not in a week, not in 3 months, not in 6 months. And we're going to talk about this later. We're going to talk about getting into how to get people into action now, instead of that thought, oh, I'll just wait. I'll wait for a month to do this. I'll wait for 3 months. When you're really specific like this and you're very good at talking about exactly what you do, then people don't want to wait. People identify with it quickly. They're like, that's the thing, that's the person. They come into your world, they look at some more of your stuff, and then they make a decision. That's literally how it happens when you can get good at this. It just takes away the need for any of the other complications, essentially, in selling and marketing. It really clears out the path. Getting very, very good at a few of these specific skills just sets you miles apart from anything else. You don't have to do any of the other tactics. You don't have to do any of the other kind of things in your business that people tell you you have to, because you're so good at this. When people find you, they want to work with you. That's what I help my clients to do, because it's just the path of least resistance. It's more effortless. I'm not saying it's effort free, because there is effort that goes into this work for sure, but it's fewer actions, more results. That's where I want all of my clients to be. That's where I want to help you to be as well, so that you don't have to faff around with all the other stuff that's taking you way too long in your content. Especially, I see this as a huge problem, like the content and how long it takes to produce content and to get out into the world and to be really visible. It's just taking so long. And when it takes so much of your time to get this out, it's just detracting from the time you can spend actually in conversation, actually engaging and having meaningful relationships and building connections with your people. So the more you can get this stuff out, the quicker, the better. It's not about gaming an algorithm, but you do have to be mindful that more is better, essentially. The volume is never going to be a bad thing. I'm not saying you have to post everywhere all the time, but if you can get focused on this, so you know what your clients want to hear and it's easier for you to create that content, you're going to be in such a different place. If you could do this consistently for 4 days, for 8 days, for 30 days, imagine if you can do this consistently for 30 days, talking about what your client's dealing with exactly now, talking about telling them what you do in a clear way so that they get it. Because you may have had experiences where you say what you do and then people are still confused. I've definitely had this when I tell them what I do and they're like, what? So you have to break it down into language that's really specific for your client. You have to find novel ways of talking about it. You have to be willing to talk about it in different ways to different people so they can understand it. You have to make it relatable, and that comes literally by doing. The more you do it, the better you'll become. If you rely on an I help statement, you are missing opportunity everywhere, I promise you, because people can't relate to your very specific, very kind of, inflexible I help statement. It doesn't apply to them. So they're like, that's not for me. That's not me, in terms of you may have called out a specific niche, you may have called out a specific target audience. So they just go past you. They're not engaging with it. And what you're talking about isn't specific enough to them. So they go past it. Do you see what I'm saying? It has to be really specific and relevant. And the work comes in you just being willing to put your brain to work, being willing to really ask yourself, what do my clients really want? Why would a client reach out to me? Like, what's going on in their mind? What is going on in my client's head so that they reach out to me? When you know that, you can talk about it. You know that, you can then write about it in your content. You can be in their shoes and be in their brain in a way that other people can't do and they're not doing, because you were prepared to put in the work for your clients to do that. And they feel it and they're like, yes, that's my person. Yes, I'm going to go and follow them. I'm going to consume all of their content. I'm going to binge on all of their stuff because it's so good and it's so relevant to me. I do this all the time. I find people on social media and then I'm like, oh my God, this is brilliant. And then I search for them. I don't wait for the feed to give me their stuff. I go to their profiles. I'm like, what new posts have they got today? And I want to teach you how to do that for your people. So they're not relying on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn to give the feed. They're like, no, I'm going straight to their profile. I want to see what's new. I want to see what they've been talking about. Their ideas are amazing. So I want to go and get the help that I need. That's what you can do for your clients when you do this work. So remember, the what you do is not your job title. It's not, I coach women. It's not, I'm a health coach. It's not, I'm a photographer. It's not, I'm a graphic designer. The what you do is the result that they get. It answers a specific question that they have in their brain about something that they're struggling with. It is what they want. What do you do? It's what they want. When you can really step into this and understand this from your client's point of view, your content is literally going to flow out of you. You can be like, great, what's my client thinking today? Oh, I have a good idea. I'm going to share this. This is literally how I came up with the idea of doing these 4 days for you guys. It's like, what's my client struggling with at the moment? They want to be able to make sales like on demand. That's what they want. So how can I help them do that? And that's how I came up with the idea for this training. So when you have that mindset and you're thinking about your client all the time, what is the thing they want today? What is the problem that they are trying to solve today? You can show up and be the person that solves it. And when you're the person that solves their problem over and over and over again without them paying, you become the person that they pay. It's just how it works. So the more problems you solve for them with what you talk about, with your content, with giving them value, with teaching them, the more you're going to be just the person that they pay when they're like, right, I'm ready to do this work. I'm ready to take it to the next level. This stuff is so good that I'm now in for the long term. I'm going to be doing this and I'm paying for this now. That is literally what happens. But it can't happen if you're sitting back over here waiting for people to come because you're like, well, I've got an I help statement. I'm a brand photographer. Why aren't they coming? I'm a leadership or communications expert. I have a package. This is the offer. Why aren't people coming to me? It's because you're not specific enough with the what. So they don't care about the how. They don't care about your offer. They don't care what offer you have because they're like, it's not relevant to me. Next. Remembering that attention spans, especially on the feed, super short. So you want to deliver quality and be able to grab people quickly. If you can do both things at once, then you're set. You don't have to go into this like understanding all the algorithms of all the social media platforms. That's just not a fun job. It's just not something I want to spend my time doing. I spent a long time with my brain in that place because I did content marketing for LinkedIn. So I had to spend a long time and a lot of brain effort in exactly that. And now I want to help my clients to not have to do that because it's just a pain in the ass, essentially, like analyzing insights and all the rest of it. No, you don't need to. Just know exactly what your client wants, be able to talk about it, be able to share that a lot, put in volume, absolutely, because it is a game. Essentially, you do have to put out stuff because people will otherwise not see you. So you need to be seen for sure. But when you can grab people's attention quickly, and then when the attention is grabbed, deliver, that's the essential thing. So grabbing of the attention and then the delivering on that promise, then you're good. You don't have to game the algorithm. It's just a simple formula that most people miss, and they spend a lot of time learning how to grab attention, and then they miss this part. They miss the part of delivering on that. So that will be why, you know, looking at Reels reach, looking at insights on Instagram, etc., can be useful, but it's not the thing to focus on, because if people aren't staying to listen and then going more into your content, it's a waste of your effort. It's a waste of your effort to get in front of 300,000 people if none of those 300,000 people are going to become engaged, and you're not going to be able to build a relationship with them just because you got really good at grabbing their attention. You need to do both. You need to be good at grabbing their attention with the what. That's how you grab the attention. And then I'm going to talk about tomorrow is the how. Like, once they're in with, yes, this is what I need, I'm going to show you how to talk about, and this is how I do it. So important. That's the thing that's going to get your content really sticky. Get your content from like, ooh, interested to sticky. That's what we want. We want people to come in like flypaper, you grab them, and then your content is super sticky. Then they start looking for you. You start becoming the person that they search for instead of waiting for the feed to deliver to them. All of that good stuff. That's where you can build the relationship, deepen the connection, and take them to the next steps. So I hope this has been super helpful. Come along tomorrow. Make sure you don't miss that session, because I'm going to take you from once they're in, telling them about how you do it. So good, because and again, it's not your package. It's not, oh, it's 6 months of coaching, or it's a one-off session. This is a different way of thinking about it that's so much more compelling for your clients, that makes them want to do it. It shows them how it works for them. It show them, can't speak, need more coffee. It shows them what's possible. It shows them how you've thought about them and how you're going to help them. It gives them confidence. It gives them that trust and reassurance. So it's such an important part of your whole process, and it needs to be addressed. Okay, I will see you tomorrow at 10. If you have questions, pop them under the comments. I'm going to be coming in, I'm going to be answering your questions. So I hope this has been super helpful. I'll see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. for day 2, the how.